That is way too big. I'll make that smaller. Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh no, don't do that. Hello? Hello? Okay, I'm still guessing at this. Maybe not that one. This one? This one? No. Let's do this. Yes. Alrighty. Let's get this. Let's get it laid out. That's different. That is so weird. Are you just waking up, Jay? Good morning. I haven't gone to bed yet. Just setting my settings. second cup of coffee. All I got is water. Well, good morning. Welcome. Are you drinking your coffee black? I have to familiarize myself with this program, right? So you got to spend time on it. Oh, half and half creamer. Huh. Sounds good. Oh, okay. No, you're no bother at all. You stay as long as you wish. So I can put in any background in here. And more videos. That's supposed to be a video. Let's see. Welcome back, Dogman. Ooh, I like it. Let's see what else I can add. That's all I got in here. Okay, that one's gonna have to do for now. See if I can get another background in here. Oh my God. Hey, Decipher. Welcome in. I'm just playing around with these doing good here, Decipher. Decipher. Very well, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Ooh. Spring. Sounds lovely. Just adding some stuff to here, getting all this ready. Hey, Patriotic Yank, welcome in. Yes, stuck in. I don't know why you keep saying that. Am I tired? No, not really. You want the link in? You would try to make me snort. I gotta lower the music. I was trying to lower the music and then I got kicked out. I can't hear you. Hold on. I'm trying to lower this. Okay.
That's better, right?
Hello.
So what's this I hear about you snorting at your husband and waking him up, right?
You did?
That's ridiculous.
That was a fib. I don't know who was fibbing to you.
Yeah. That was funny, that video I done earlier on with Derek and Neil.
Yeah. All the poop was just a little too much for me.
No, that's for them. They like the woo poo. Well, they could have the whoopoo.
They did?
Yes, and I just put that other video up saying thank you to everybody and featured all your channels for 16 seconds and told everybody to go and sub and said thank yous to yous all.
Oh, so nice.
Doesn't mean to say I like you, sir. Fucking pains in the arses.
Did you call me sir?
Yes, sir. Look at the size of the hands. I don't want a slap. Do you know that?
You want to see my
I'll
hand?
call you, sir. I'm soaked. I have to go. I've been gone out every 15 minutes and back in, right? And coming back, right? I am soaked right through. I'm on my second set of skins because I ain't getting fucking soaked.
Hey.
Fucking stupid rain.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Where's the soap? Where did I put it?
Soap, shove it. Right. You know what you can do with that soap, right?
Don't you dare.
put your back end in there, right? It's so live on camera and you soap slow.
Already. Hey, Sovereign, welcome in.
Hello, wild man. Hello, everybody in chat. Hello, Yak. Hello, everybody. Susie B's just snorting again. We are whoopoos.
Oh gosh, they got you saying it too. Oh my goodness. Oh well.
Yeah, it could be worse.
So
Although
you're on your break?
No, snuck away to have a cup of coffee and dry off and grab Vision because after this I need to take him for a little walk so he can go to the toilet.
Yeah. No, Nikki had her show earlier, Sovereign. Excuse me, Dougman. And she went to bed. She was tired.
Aye.
So you're snuck away, Mr. Dougman.
Of course. I've done my work. I've done my paperwork, right? I've done actually a lot of my stuff before I went into work too, right? I'm a smart fucker. I got the orders sorted out, right? So basically, I could skive, right? Unless anybody else needs a help. So it's all good. And I have cups of coffee in order all day. The little skivvy boys are getting told, right? Your turn. You're not doing nothing. You're making me a cup of coffee, right? I have to go to that wet, right, and move stuff, right? So I better have coffee when I come in, or else you're out there.
Huh.
It's Susie B's fault, anyway. All she does, right, is snort laughs.
That's all I do.
And grabs scorpions, right, and sucks the venom out with them, right, then slaps them and says, give me your venom.
And just eat them like lobsters.
Actually, they're good. We've got a shop here, right? It sells scorpions in lollipop. They're quite good. They're a wee bit crunchy. Good protein.
They're crunchy, all right. Very crunchy.
The stinger, you just have to watch for that stinger, huh? Take the stinger off the scorpion. What's it going to do? Pinch you? Who cares?
No.
Roasted scorpion, right, on an open snorted fire. Sounds good.
Can you see the chat?
No. What's the chat saying?
Can you see it now?
What's it say? Dog, man. I can't even read that.
It says, get me a cup of coffee, sir. Ha ha ha.
Get you a cup of coffee. Excuse me, wait a minute here. You should be making me a cup of coffee, right? For all that hard work I put into it, right? Doing nothing. I'm crying.
Hang on while I go get my plane ticket to make you a cup of coffee.
Fuck that. You better be walking. You better get in that boat. You better start row your boat.
I'm going to jump in that kayak.
Yeah.
I'll be there next year.
Oh, fuck. Where are you going to?
To your place to make you a cup of coffee. To your work.
Nah, that'll be right. Yeah, you'll be a slave. You'll get stuck in the guard dog's kennels, right? Inside the guard dogs, right? With that big hand, right? Anybody comes in, tries to steal anything, right? Susie will come out and give them the big old...
Yeah. Big old slap.
May I ask, was your dad a boxer?
No.
Did he have big hands?
Yes.
There you go. That explains it all. So don't piss off Susie. Don't annoy Susie B, right? Or she'll slap you. See, I tried to stop swearing.
You're doing so good, thank you.
Fuck that. I'm gonna fuck. Oh, what? That's my Tourette syndrome. I'm sorry, Susie B.
Just keep doing it.
That's funny. I said fuck. Hey.
What?
My Tourette. Why are you worried about? Actually, why are you worried about anybody swearing for? You're not monetized.
It's not about. It's just I don't like hearing it a lot.
Okay, right. So you like to snort a lot, right? But you don't like to hear swearing a lot, right? Make up your mind. This doesn't make sense to me.
I don't swear myself, so.
Yeah, yes you do.
No.
Come on. You do a sneaky snort swear. Come on. You know you do.
I don't.
I need to.
Only if I'm very angry.
What's that?
Only if I'm very angry, I may swear.
Oh, good. So could I make you angry?
No.
Would it be like you when you're angry? That's too easy, actually, making you angry. I won't do that to you on your show. On my show, huh? It's a different matter.
No.
So why you not been streaming? Why did you not stream last night? I mean,
I was watching shows.
Yes. I actually went to sleep for a change and forced myself to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Uh-huh.
I had a good live last night too.
Yeah. Welcome, Paramar.
It was fun.
Yeah,
hello, everybody in chat.
That was a.
This is just not our Susie B, right? And I'm just the one that gets slapped, right, for trying to get her to snort, okay? Welcome. I'm an AI dog, man. And the YouTube multiverse, they won't release me.
You are so high strung.
What do you mean? I can't be asked working, Susie. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Can't wait to Christmas and New Year. Got time off.
Yeah. Are you excited?
What, for Christmas?
No. For whatever.
No. It's
No.
just another way to spend loads of money, right? Get drunk, right? Go to work with a hangover because you forget what happened. Do you know that?
No. I don't know that.
It's a good way to get fat and eat all the pies and all the food, right? And go and rob everybody. Do you know that? Rob everybody's food.
Robbing. We don't rob around here.
That's not robbing. That's just me imposing myself with a piece of coal, right? Because you're meant to first fit people, right? With a piece of coal, right? It's tradition where I come from, right? You give them a piece of coal, right? So that gives you access to other drink cabinets, that gives you access to other foods, right? And a nice comfy chair, right? You put your feet up, right? So if you do that about 100 people, you know, right? Oh my God. Yeah, it's like you're in heaven, right? All for a piece of coal, a bag of coal. Do you know that?
I know that now.
I'll tell you what, actually, Susie, you should get actually raw coal, right? And polish it, right? It's lovely when it's polished up, right? And turn it into art. They make chess pieces and they make figurines and that where I come from.
Really?
Yes, because we've got some mines. Do you know that?
Wow.
And you never know, you might actually find a diamond in a piece of coal. A real diamond.
Fancy that. Welcome, Derek.
Hello, Derek. Hello, dear. She's trapped me here again. I can't be released. Oh, dears. Oh, tonight on the Susie B Watch, we're trying to get her to laugh, but she won't snort. I can't wait till you've got a cold, actually. The minute you get a cold, I guarantee I'll get you snort laughing.
I will never snort. I have never snorted.
That time at the fire, right? You snorted, right? I'm going to go back on that video. I'm going to clip it, and it's going on that BS News channel, right? And I swear, then I'm going to add a snort, right? And you will never know. Nobody will ever know that was you doing it.
Yes, I will
That's
know.
You done it there.
I did not. You're
Okay.
hearing things.
Let's just do that again.
Guys, did I snort? I did not. He's hearing snorts. He just wants to hear it so bad.
It depends. You do silent snorts, right? So that counts. Do you know that?
There's no such thing.
I think it's fun. I quite like how everybody's coming together and supporting each other. It's nice to see. You noticed that?
I have.
Huh?
Very nice.
It's good. Everybody's growing their channels and helping each other. Susie B, could you stop being like everybody else and put your art up, right? You know you could do that, right? Edit your art into all this, right? Then add all that stuff to it.
What, my art, like my paintings?
Yes, because see where the red dots are, right? If you go and edit and take some time, right, and stop being so lazy, right, and laugh snorting, right, you would know this.
Yeah, I think I snort way too much. It's distracting me.
Well, actually, features your art again. I am root. Huh? I need a bit. I need a cigarette, actually. This coffee's lovely.
You taking a break?
Fuck it. I'm taking a 20-minute break. I'm taking a 20-minute break.
You're gonna take a 4-hour break. You stay on here.
Nah, I can't because I've got a load coming in and 3 loads gone out and 3 different lorries, right, at 20 past. So I have to get the numbers all right and the stickers all right and put the receipts and scan them and weigh them and get them on and get them out, or nobody's getting them. And they have to get signed off.
Do you unload the trucks with the forklift?
Sometimes you get the little skivvies to do it, but I enjoy chasing people with the forklift. So I'm not trained in it, but I just enjoy driving it. Do you know that? And chasing people with it.
Do you have a squeeze truck too, or just the forks?
They've got. It's not like a forklift. It's like a mad wee thing. It's like one of the floor cleaners, right, with a squeeze truck on it. I don't like it, because it's too slow.
It does
goes
this?
a bit 2 mile an hour. Yes, it goes a bit 2 mile an hour. Yes, It grabs you by the head. I've stuck my head in it to see, right?
Why?
And it detects. It's got sensors on it. It detects, right, if it's not got loads or nothing physical, right? So if your hand gets trapped, it stops. It's quite funny.
I wouldn't do that. That's, you never know if the machines
don't
can
worry.
function.
Don't worry, I tested my steel take-up boot suit, right, with the forklift, right, to see how heavy it was, right? And surprisingly, the steel take-ups held up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try that at home.
No.
Do you know that? This is for entertainment purposes only, to make Susie B snort, okay? Susie, is it me, right? Is your hair grey hair, right? Or is it black, or is it just the light shimmering off your shine off your hair?
Yeah, it's black.
So why does it look grey?
It's a shine.
A shoe shine.
Shoe shine. Yeah. Shoe polish. I put shoe polish in my hair.
That's what they used to do back in the olden days, by the way, before hair dye.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Just for men. And grease. They used to put that grease. Oil engine grease in their hair. And they used to comb it in.
Is your hair curly?
Who's got curly?
Is your hair curly?
Why the hell would my hair be curly, right? I'm Scottish, right? Where do you ever get curly hair in Scottish?
Is it wavy? It's just a question, not an insinuation.
Have a look at William Wallace, right? And think it like that, right?
Okay, I'm doing it right now. Hold on.
Okay.
William Wallace.
Yes.
Yes.
Oi.
Yes,
You may
curly
take
hair.
a wife.
It's very
What's
curly.
that?
He's put
not
curlers
curly.
in it. He's got curly hair.
You'll make me swear.
It's
And think about having a beard, right? With a little bit ginger at the side there, right? I'm not ginger haired, right? But it's weird, right?
he's got curly hair.
Oh my god.
It's very curly. Sir William Wallace. Oh, well, it's wavy. Kind of wavy. Is that what you look like?
Your hair's wavy. Jesus Christ.
My hair's curled. It's just curled a little bit.
That's wavy. Look, it looks like loads of waves, right? Blowing in the air and snorting, and you can see the ships going round it and down and up and down and left and right, and oh yeah.
Roger that.
Could you imagine how much I terrorised, right? All the people at work. I run about and terrorise them all the time. Do you know that?
I bet.
I pretend I'm having heart attacks. I pretend I broke my legs and my arms. And
It's nice.
I let the tires down. I just do loads of crazy stuff. Do you know that? I hide their boots. I hide one of their boots. I leave because everybody's got 3 or 4 pairs of safety boots, right? So what I do is I take all the right ones and I hide them, right? And I just leave all the left ones, right, for somebody else's with the different sizes, right? And I start mix and match. Do you know that? It's fun.
Huh. That's you must be fun to work with then.
No. Sometimes I super glue their car locks when they annoy me. Do you know that?
Huh.
But it's dissolvable glue. It only lasts for a few hours, so they're quite lucky. It's not working anyway. It's to pay the bills, right, and the debts. You think I like working? No. I bloody hate it. I feel like a slave.
Oh no.
I couldn't be my own boss either. I would start a business that would be gone the next day, right? Because I would probably break it all up. So what's your art going to be tonight then, Susie?
I'm probably gonna finish the statue behind me.
My God, you've not finished that yet. See, oh, that's not laughing, right? You're so lazy. I'll tell you what. Oh my God.
I'm so lazy.
Oh, you didn't even put blood in it. You didn't put like claw marks in it or nothing like that, right? And gave it a wee bit spunk, gave it a wee bit.
I can't put blood on that one.
Splatter blood. Do you know that?
Can't do that.
Yes. Sell it as a horror figurine. Sell it as a horror figurine, right? And what you do is really blood, right?
I'm painting that for someone.
Right, what's their phone number? I'll phone them and say, right, hello, I'm the dog man, right? You're getting some blood in it, right? Whether you like it or not, right? If you don't like it, it's not my problem, it's yours, right? Bye. Okay, you can do it now. I'm not allowed to answer the work phones no more because I take the piss. See, when they start getting cranky with you, I tell them straight. Who are you talking to? That doesn't go over well. Do you know that?
I know that.
Hello? Hi. Hello. I'm on the 6. I just stole my dad's phone. I'm just, hello everybody. Hello everybody in chat. Susie B's gonna start just shortly. Watch. This is your Susie B channel. giving you the BS news. Saying, oh yeah.
They're telling me to go to bed.
Different time zones. Just remember that. Different time zone. What time's it there, Susie? 3 o'clock.
It's 4:45 a.m.
I thought you were in 45, and you've been up. Your poor husband, you haven't even cooked him his breakfast. You haven't even made him a cup of coffee. Oh my God! I tell you what. See, if you were my wife, you're out. There's your bags packed. Gone. Get out.
Good riddance.
Oh, out. I look after myself.
That's right. Why do you expect me to do it then?
Yes, I take it you took a break for doing lies because you've done it too much and you couldn't handle it no more.
You're so funny. You think everybody's lying. I'm not lying.
She's not lying because she's already packed her bags. She's just waiting on her husband getting up and saying, you know, come to bed, that's it. I've told you 3 times, there won't be another time. Out with the scorpions.
Is that what you would tell your wife? 3 times?
You know what? You know what I told my wife? There's a house, there's the keys, right? There's the rest of the debts, right? There's everything there. The papers are designed for the divorce and nothing's good for you. Take it all, right? And I started again. Do you know that?
I'm sorry.
Best decision I've ever done.
Yeah.
People just want to sit in their ass and get everything and expect everything. And when you do 2 or 3 jobs to keep your family going, right? And your kids grow up and they still expect it and they don't want to go out to work. Bye. See you later. Take it all. Who cares? I'm always going to have work. You just sit in your ass, take it all.
Mm.
It's good. It's good being a bachelor. You feel young again. You feel like you're a young man again. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
You don't get moaned at. You don't get shouted at. Nothing's never... You don't get told nothing's never good enough or nothing's enough or you don't give me enough money even though you give everything. It's so great. I've actually got savings now. I'm actually able to do stuff and buy stuff. I'm allowed to do stuff on my own before getting told you're not allowed to do nothing. It's great.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're living a better life. That's good.
Yeah. Yes, and she's living with a debt life. Doesn't work. Doesn't do nothing. Kids don't live with her, so it's great.
Aww.
So good luck to her. Good luck to her, lazy fucker. Sorry for swearing.
It's okay. I have this magical mute button.
Muting me, it doesn't work, by the way, because you know I can remote view you now.
Oh,
I can
please
psychically
do.
connect to you and make
I'm
you snap.
waiting.
I'm remote. I'm actually remote viewing you right now. I can see
right.
you on the screen, right? I'm closing my eyes. I can see you on the screen. You're smiling, right? And you're ready to snap.
Sovereign, you want here you go, Sovereign.
What did he say? Oh, is it coming up?
He wants to see the lunar phase. He's having weird requests. I think, Sovereign, you should probably go to bed. I think you're a little tired.
It must be all that poo you've been sniffing. I'm sorry about that. The woo poos are real. The farts too. I wonder, right? I wonder if we should change it for Susie B snorting to Susie B farting live on stream. Do you know that? I almost started there for laughing.
You're trying so hard. Keep trying.
No, I'm not even trying yet. I'm going to wait. I'm figuring out what makes you laugh and what doesn't, right? So you don't like swearing, right? But you secretly do, right? Because you're like, how did he do that and get away with it, right? You're thinking, Why is nobody offended at him swearing, right? All he does is swear. Shut up, you Scottish person. I would have said the other one, but you moan at me and mute me. Susie, I'm just waiting you start bursting out with the Cher song. Do you believe in life after life?
I'm gonna learn that song just for you.
Okay. You know why? See the way your hair is, right? You were on camera one night, right? And an advert popped up with Cher in it, right? When she was younger, right? And she had the same kind of hair like yours, right? That's why I play the Cher songs, okay?
Okay.
And your voice. You've got that kind of Cher voice.
Well, I guess that's okay.
Well, I don't care if it's okay or not. I'm still going to do it. I do apologise.
You're a brat.
Why?
Because you are.
Sorry. I can't help it. The BS News, right, is a way to express myself just like you do your art, right? That's my way of expressing myself with my art of taking the piss. Do you know it? But make it fun at the same time. She, like, you can just tell, right? She's what a laugh snot, right? It's like she's holding back. We all know. We can see it in your eyes.
I can hear your boss calling you.
Boss, fuck off. You're a lazy fucker, right? Get to work.
Oh my god.
He's my best friend, so I can do what I want, basically. Do you know that?
I know that.
I'll knock him out anyway. He's only a little midget. I'm 6'4", right? He's only fucking 5'9". I'll give him a bitch slap. Oh, get out of the way. I'll steal your hand and I'll say, hey, boss, like, what's this? Oh, wet. Susie B told me to do it.
Susie B told me.
So who's on chat? Because I can't see chat on my work phone. I hate that.
Sovereign is in chat. Derek,
hello, man.
Galloway, Paramar.
Hello, Derek. Hello, Para.
And Patriotic Yank was in here. And
hello, Yankee.
And Jay came in for a little bit. He was drinking coffee.
Hello, Jay.
And Decipher.
And Decipher? What did he decipher? You're snotting.
Probably.
You know, you're not going to let that down now, right? Ever since you snorted on that fire.
I've never snorted.
Just admit, why could you not just say, right, I snort laugh sometimes, right? And take just stop everybody from doing it. But no, you're going to make everybody try and make you snort. This is going to last forever. To be honest, 3 of my top people on I can't read that.
Oh, you want me to talk about my woo? They want me to talk about my woo.
What, your poo? Oh my god, her poo stinks, by the way, right? Oh my god.
My woo.
Your poo. One in the poo. Your woo.
That's not what I said.
Say that again.
My woo.
Your poo. Like, what's your view? Oh, they want to talk about your experiences.
Mm-hmm.
That would be interesting, right? I'll give me questions and I'll ask her the questions. I'll give her the hard questions like she's never had questions before, right?
I don't think I've ever had anything woo while I was hiking other than finding structures. I don't think I've ever had any weird hiking woo.
Did you do a poo in the structure? This is what I want to know. Did you poo in the structure, right, and leave them a present?
No, that's not nice. That's disrespectful.
It depends what structure and who makes it.
If it's an outhouse, then yeah.
An outhouse.
Yes.
I've not used one of them since the 1930s, right?
Hmm. We still use those out here in the desert.
Up Scotland, they still got them, but nobody uses it. It's only for like when people like working or passing by in the fields and stuff like that, and going up to the mountains, right? People like to use it, but it's not connected to no plumbing or nothing. It's a proper outhouse.
Yeah. There's still some. The house I used to live in on the mountain had a really old one. I never used. I never had to use it, but it was still there. It was made of metal and had a little roof on it.
So it's a shite house then, because it's made of metal.
Oh, what's it called?
You try to make me swear?
No. Why would I do that?
I say shite house.
Oh. I thought you said sheet metal. Sheet metal. Sheet.
Sheet. You're so posh when you say sheet. Welcome to Susie B's Sheet channel.
It's a sheet metal.
I've got an idea for a painting for you actually, Susie B, right? Or a sculpture, right? Then you can auction it on Susie B's OnlyFans show, right? With a sculpture art, right? With cryptids, right? You make a dog man, right? Then you get a Bigfoot behind it, right? Then the Bigfoot's putting its hand up the dog man, right? And ripping his guts out, right? Then the blood and all that everywhere, right? Then there's a full moon, right? At the backdrop, right?
Yeah.
And it's just all bloody and guts and all the rest of it, right? Then put a wee little music box in it, right? Saying, "Oh yeah."
With the blood splattering.
Yeah, that's a good idea, right? Everybody would love that at Halloween, right?
Yeah.
You should do something. You should make keychains with that I am Root thing you done, actually. That was quite cool.
The little Groot guy?
Yes.
Sovereign's asking me a question about my necklace. So when I bought this necklace, the lady said that she was traveling through Mexico and bought it from one of the tribes out there. She didn't say which tribe.
What does your necklace look like? What's it made of?
It's just a medallion.
Oh my God! You know what that looks like?
What?
Aztec sun god. That's Native American.
Yeah.
But Mexican ones. Do you know that? I hate that. They don't let the tribes travel back and forward like they used to do. But that's ship at wall and all that. Well, I'm on a 5-minute warning. So you got me for 5 more minutes to make the most of it, Snutter. Do you know that? You need to hear me swearing and all the rest of it.
No,
Some I've got to work.
You should. I hope you have a good day at work.
Well, getting wet, cold, then warming up. Then getting wet and cold and warming up, right?
Make sure you wet your head if you get your feet wet.
You have to wear hats, right? So I've got a specialised hat, right? Which I will not wear. I will not wear company hats, right? But I put the logo on the hat, right? So I get away with it. Because you have to wear uniforms. You have to all look proper and you have to speak fuck like that shite. Holy crap. Do you know that? I would never be a salesperson either. I'm not allowed to. Do you know that?
You're not good at sales?
No, because I'll tell them straight when they start getting all picky and they start getting all thing me. I'll say, look, I've not got all day, right? I've got work to do myself, right? Yeah. Make up your mind, right? I've been here for about 30 minutes, right? And there are only 3 choices, right? Option A, option B, or option C, right? There's an option D, right? you don't want that option. My boss don't like me doing that. Do you know that?
You send them to the other store, huh?
I'll tell them to fuck off.
Oh no.
No, because they get rude. The way they speak to you, right? Well, the way people speak to you, right? And you try and get ideas for them, you write it down, and then they tell you to do a wee sketch, and you pass it on to the person that renders it all, right? Then he passes it on to somebody else, right? Then, yeah, somebody come back and they go, oh, I want that changed and want that changed after they paid their deposit and all the rest of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I say, my boss, give them the deposit back because I ain't working on it. No way. No way in hell. Treat me like an idiot. I've only ever had to pick one person up, right, and chuck him out. Once.
Yeah.
He insulted my culture and called me a very bad word, which I can't even say on here.
Oh.
So I had to teach him a little lesson. I had to teach the little man syndrome a little lesson and chucked him over about a 9-foot fence, and he learnt his lesson.
Are you still making birdhouses?
Nah, I won't be doing that until about March again.
Oh, okay. I'd like to see some.
I'll get all the materials and all the ex-materials, right? It usually just gets crushed or gets taken away, right? With a scrap man or something like that, right? So I get to use all the machinery when the man else today, I get to make them up. But I make like bird tables and bird houses and all the rest of it for charity.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I'm good with my hands. I'm good at breaking people's necks too if they annoy me.
Oh no, don't be doing that.
Why? Crush them like a worm. I'll crush them like a worm.
Go break some furniture or something. Get all your frustrations out.
Actually, you have to do that enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because people give their old furniture or their old stuff that was in their stuff, right? And part of them getting the new stuff is you take it away, right? And it's a hassle. So you just get the chainsaw it and everything and the crusher. That's great. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy chasing people with a chainsaw. Do you know that? It's fun.
That's you use a chainsaw at work?
Of course, we got everything.
Why?
Because
what do you use a chainsaw
because
for?
Because some people want things carved, some people want things natural wood, some people want things crazy, like they've been stabbed up and blown up with a bomb. Do you know that? They like just all crazy stuff.
So, do you guys have a mill there also? Do you mill your own wood there?
No.
Oh.
All the materials come in. He's too tight to go and do all that and build a new warehouse and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But all the materials are ordered, come in, and you have to move them all and find other parts of the yard, and it's a pain in the butt. And if somebody gets it wrong, you got to move it all back and put it all there, and that's my job. Then I chase them a bit. With a chainsaw because of you now, Susie B. Next person I chase with a chainsaw, I'll film it, okay?
Okay.
Just heard what? Hybrid, snot farts. Oh.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
If you see me the other day, I got my leg trapped in a door, right? Yeah, a truck, right? One of the oversized trucks, right? And I fell all the way down. And it hurt. And nobody would help me. So you know what I done? I almost ripped the door off its hinges.
Uh-oh.
Then I was walking like a hobble. I needed to make a walking stick. I tried to jump on Vision and ride him home, but you know what? I almost crushed Vision too.
Hmm.
Well, on that note, everybody, I'll be back in the chat, but I have to go back to work. You know?
Go to work.
Excuse me, you. You go to work, right? Get that statue done, right? Stop snotting, okay? On that note, oh, yeah.
That guy. Okay, so, oops, that's what's wrong. So you guys want to hear a news story? Most of my stuff is on my channel with most of my experiences. Walking stick? I don't think he said walking stick. Sovereign. I thought you'd be in bed by now. Does anybody want to come up? You're gonna be just gonna hang out and chat. I just wanted to open this up to download all the things into it. Still in the chat. Go to work, dog man. You're gonna get in trouble by your best friend. Oh, Pear, are you trying to come up? All right. Hi. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
I was pleasantly surprised to find you online tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I missed SOR. I slept right through it. I took a 1 hour nap at 10 o'clock.
Oh.
And I start work at 11. I woke up at 2:45 in the morning. So I missed half my work shift.
Oh, shoot.
So, yeah, oops.
Were you getting in trouble?
No, I explained it to my manager this morning when she come online and everything was cool. She says, I get it. I know what happened. So,
yeah. Oh, thank goodness.
yeah. But I appreciate the opportunity to actually talk to you because I have some questions about your experiences.
Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah, and I know that there were some folks in the chat asking about for you to explain some of your root experiences and such. So, when did this start for you?
Yeah. Did you want to ask me something?
Well, yeah. When did this start for you? I mean, it looked like it was when you were a kid.
Yeah, it started when I was really little, probably between 4 and 5 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think they either were visiting me or taking me because around 4 or 5 years old, I remember 2 instances where I was in bed and felt like a presence in the room. Mm-hmm. And I sat up in bed, and at the foot of my bed, I slept in this big wooden bed with these wooden posts with big old round balls at the top of the posts.
Right.
And it was kind of creaky, and it moved, but I was little, so it didn't move too much. But I had to really climb up to get up into the bed. So it was higher. It was high off the ground. Like I could roll underneath the bed easily. It was high. But anyways, I sat up one night because I felt a presence in the room, and I just kind of sat up, and right at the foot of my bed, this cartoon character popped up, which looked exactly like one of the 7 dwarfs from Snow White. And
really?
he popped up in cartoon in cartoon form, so he didn't have flesh. He had cartoon skin, which was so confusing and weird and terrifying. And he popped up. It was the yellow one, Happy, and he popped up and just was staring at me. He had huge eyes, like the cartoon with the big old eyes and the little eyelashes. and the permagrin, and he just kept staring at me, and he never blinked. So I was already freaked out because there was a cartoon in my room, because I knew I was pretty smart as a kid growing up. I was always ahead of my time, of my age. So I knew that that was an impossible thing that shouldn't be real.
Yeah.
So I was screaming, and I could hear, before this happened, before he popped up, I could hear my father showering in the room next to me. The bathroom was right next door on the other side of the wall. And I can hear the water running. So he always came home and took a shower, and then he went to bed. Everybody was in bed already. So he was showering, everybody was sleeping, and when I saw this dwarf pop up, I started to scream, and it was like I was in a bubble. So the sound didn't, like, it felt like I was screaming in under covers, like in a shell or something, because nobody heard me. And I had 2 sisters in the house, my mother, and of course my father next door, and a brother. And I think at that time we shared a room, my brother and I can't remember, but I think we did, because it was only a 3-bedroom. So 2 sisters were in one, and my brother and I were in the other, I'm pretty sure. And nobody heard me screaming. So that was terrifying, that nobody came to help me. And then I don't remember anything after that.
Okay. So looking back on this, are we thinking that the dwarf was actually a screen memory?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
After all these years of
right.
researching and.
All right. I just want to make sure that we don't have to prosecute any dwarves or anything. So, have you ever? And then you was just saying you have no memory after that. Do you think you were abducted, or did you just fall asleep?
I don't remember falling asleep, waking up. I don't. It's all that time is missing. So I do remember seeing him screaming and being terrified because nobody came to help me, and then my memory goes blank.
Yeah, that would suck as a 4 or 5-year-old girl to feel
Yeah.
helpless in your own home, in your own bed like that.
Yeah. It was very terrifying. Very, very terrifying.
So, You've been abducted, though, yes?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Been
I'm
off
sure.
world?
If I have, I don't remember.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's interesting how some people remember their, like, being on the ship or being on another planet or anything, but I don't remember anything. I was just allowed to remember that memory, like the dwarf, and then the second time it was even more interesting, which was the Hulk that was in my room the second time.
I remember
And-
that video.
Yeah.
That video, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't. That's like I can remember everything very clearly up until before or after. But like, no, I don't remember being on a ship or talking to anybody or being on another planet. I don't remember anything.
Okay. When's your most recent encounter?
Oh. Back when it was before I was I was in my late teens.
Okay.
When I thought I was dreaming, and I was traveling down this road, and I saw a dome sticking up out of the ground, a silver dome, and it had a crack in it, and I walked inside of it, and I found myself kind of like in a warehouse kind of feeling building, but there was pipes running through the whole thing. It was a bunch of steel, chrome kind of pipes. But they didn't have any rivets. They were just all pieced together perfectly. And it was like rows and rows of them. And so I found myself walking down a row looking at the pipes, because that's the first thing I noticed. There was no rivets. And as I got to the end of the aisle, I kept seeing like this flash in the corner of my eye, and I ignored it. And I saw a man standing at the end of the aisle. and he was melanated, so he had very dark skin, melanated skin, and he was wearing this like long coat with a high collar that went up to here, so it was like this, and it came down, and I was kind of excited because it was, it was a human being, and I was gonna go and greet him and say hello, and as I approached him, this flash came to the left side of my face. Like another whoosh of something, and then as I stepped closer to this man, I saw a little girl run right in front of me, and she had dirty blonde hair, like shoulder length ish, kind of stringy hair, and a very chalky milky skin color, and then these really big eyes, these like huge eyes, and she had just like a little tiny nose and just a real tiny like slit for a mouth. And she grabbed my arm. She grabbed my left arm, and all I saw was this huge needle in her hand. And I just was like, "Oh no, I didn't like needles." And
Yeah.
so she stuck me with it, and I saw some yellow liquid go into my arm. And then as soon as the liquid touched my skin, my whole vision went white, and then it felt like my head was in a vice. And then all I saw was white after that. And then I woke up from that, and I couldn't eat. I couldn't talk. I couldn't think. And I was just kind of like a vegetable for.
Where did you wake up?
In
Still with
the
them
house.
or in home? Okay.
In the house. I lived with my mother in my late teens.
Mhm.
And when I woke up, I don't remember even. I just remember I was sitting on the couch for days, and my mother was hand feeding me and everything. I wasn't responding to anything. I didn't have any stimulation to anything. I was just kind of sitting there like a vegetable, really.
Mm. Now, the first being that you encountered, are we thinking he was a human, or was that a screen as well?
I don't know. He looked pretty human to me, and she didn't look human. So if he wanted to hide his appearance, why didn't they hide hers?
Yeah.
You know? So
So if it was a human, are we thinking military?
what he was wearing did not look military. It looked almost like royal. I mean, his, like Dracula's cape, how it kind of
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
up like, but it was
With the big
purple.
collar.
Yeah,
Okay.
it came out around. The collar was this high, just above his ears or at his ears, and it was high. It was a stiff collar, but it was purple.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I really don't know what to think of that. I did ask a channeler about that, and the explanation for that experience was that I ended up in a place that I shouldn't have been, and when I was injected with the needle, that was their way of ejecting me from there, and they were there monitoring some energy that was in the area, and they weren't necessarily bad, but they were monitoring something that was happening in that area, and I just happened to walk in.
You just were in the way, basically.
Yeah, I was there uninvited, kind of.
Okay. Now, have you ever been regressed? The hypnotic regression?
Yeah, but not for any of my abductions. I've always gone to like a channeler for, just questions, because I've had these questions all my life, and I've got answers to most of them.
Yeah, I was going to ask if that was helpful.
Yeah, it was, because a lot of it wasn't very negative. It was just like the abductions. I was told that they were just checking on me, making sure everything was okay. I was told I have an implant behind my left eye.
Have you ever been like X-rayed or MRI'd or anything to verify that?
I was recently MRI'd because I had Bell's palsy, and they thought it was a stroke. So I was terrified because I already knew that I had an implant. So I told him, I said, this is going to sound crazy, but I might have an implant in behind my eye. And I'm afraid that when you put me in the MRI machine, it's going to rip it out. And I didn't want
Yeah.
to lose my eye. So
Amen.
I really, really had to cringe when I told the radiologist
Did you
that I
find
was.
the medical staff receptive to this idea?
They actually kind of didn't. They didn't react negatively to what I said.
Yeah.
So they made me feel comfortable saying it. They just kind of they heard what I said, and then they just kind of asked, "Well, do you want to do it?" And I said, "Well, I mean, if it's sophisticated hardware in there, then it should pass an MRI, right? If it's that sophisticated to get it in there,
Yeah.
maybe it's protected. I don't know." That's just how I was thinking. I was taking a huge chance. It was like 50-50.
Yeah. Mm.
But everything went fine. The MRI went fine, and thank goodness I didn't feel anything. So it made me think, I wonder if there is really one in there.
And they didn't notice anything unusual, apparently.
They didn't know. No.
Okay. I'm glad
Actually,
the Bell
nothing.
palsy was just passed. I mean, I know that's.
Yeah.
I'm really glad it wasn't a stroke.
Yeah. Thank you. I still get, my face still twitches. Actually, earlier today, my nose was twitching, but my eye still twitches.
I had a friend who was a teenager. He was like 17, 18 years old. Like one half of his face was just like frozen, and he would smile like this.
Yes.
And it was just something that lasted about 6 weeks, and then it passed, and he's been fine since. So, the Bell palsy, it's annoying, but it's not too serious.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it takes longer. Some people it's taken like 8 months, a little longer than 8 months.
So, back to the ship where you meet the first being who appeared to be human, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second being who jabbed you, I should say, with the injection. You indicated that this was a little girl?
Yes, she looked like a little girl.
Okay.
She had the
But
hair.
not a human little girl, but you got a sense that she was female or feminine, right?
She looked like a hybrid. She looked like a mixture between human and an alien, a Zeta.
Okay. Which is where I'm going next. What species do you believe that you've encountered so far?
Well, she was definitely looked Zeta, because that's how their eyes look and everything. I've never seen any other Zeta in like a hybrid form. She was the only one that I can remember at the moment. No, well, the ones that I seen in coming home after memory loss, after riding my bike, I just seen their eyes. I didn't see what they looked like because I was standing in the dark. And their eyes.
This is the one in the shed, right?
Yeah, yeah. And their eyes were glowing green.
Yes, that was creepy as hell.
Yeah. So
I love your animation, by the way. I don't know if it's you doing it or if it's someone else, but it's just.
Yeah, that's me. That's like 50 frames each. I had to do each one frame by frame, and then you run the frames, and it runs like a cartoon.
Yeah, I mentioned to Decipher. If anyone else hasn't had a chance, check out Susie B's videos on her channel. There's some really cool stuff on there, and just some of the stories will just amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I literally thought I was crazy. I even said it in my mind because I thought, well, if these beings are here magically, is how I can describe it, then they should be able to hear my thoughts. So I said, I think I'm going crazy, and I was hoping to get an answer, but I didn't get an answer. And then as soon as I walked out of there, I lost memory. So I was told that they were there to try to take me, but they weren't allowed. So someone stepped in, something.
Okay. Speaking of something else, what about angels? You ever think you've encountered an angel?
I've heard one.
You've heard one?
Yeah, during an astral travel exercise that I was doing, and I was kind of stuck. and I could feel hear the electricity in my ear real loud, the buzzing, the electric sound, the kind of sound like that,
Okay.
and I was stuck. I was like halfway out of my body, but for some reason I just couldn't relax enough, and my heart started pumping really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, my sister had told me that because of the month I was born, that the angel that I should be calling to was Raphael, and so I kept calling his name to ask him for help, and I just kept repeating his name, and then all of a sudden I hear a thundering, loud, um, majestic voice that just said yes. And after hearing that, I knocked out. I woke up from that experience, not even remembering falling asleep.
I've never heard that idea that you're assigned specific angels based on the month you were born.
Uh-huh.
Maybe there's an angels union, and that's one of the terms they have there. Who knows? But
Yeah.
so astral travel, how long have you been doing that?
Oh, shoot, it always happened by accident. It like happened.
Okay, so you didn't really try to set out and go out of body. It just
No,
kinda,
no, not the first time when it happened. I just it just happened. I just leaped out.
Did you feel like you were pulled out, or did it happen more naturally where you would just like fall asleep and just happen to
Just
go out?
like if you're laying down and you're resting and you naturally sit up and then stand up and walk across the room. That's how it felt. I didn't feel any pull or push, or even I didn't hear any electricity, nothing.
And then as you stand up and walk across the room, you turn around, you look, and you see there's your body. Is that right?
I didn't see my body. I just
Oh, okay.
remember I was in a panic and I ran to the light switch to turn on the lights because I was afraid of the dark.
Mm.
So when I kept trying to flip the switch, my hand, I saw my hand translucent almost, and it was just going right through the switch. And I
Can
was
you
like,
think? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Can you estimate how many times you think you've done this, had this experience?
oh gosh. That one time is what I'm thinking was the first time that I knew, because that's when I was actually consciously trying to do something and realizing I couldn't do it because I didn't have flesh. I didn't have the flesh.
Yeah. And that freaked you out?
Oh
I know it
yeah,
freaked me out. Yeah.
yeah. I thought the light was broken because I didn't it didn't compute right away. I was just like, the stupid light, it's not working. So I went to
Yeah.
ran to the bathroom to turn on that light, and it did the same thing. And then that's when I freaked out. I
So
was
you were in your home when this
Mhm.
happened.
Yeah.
Did you see any of your siblings or folks or
No,
anything?
at that time I was single and I was living in a little apartment
Oh, okay.
in Idaho. So I was alone. I was the only one
Okay.
in the house.
Okay. All right. Now, did you take the opportunity to go peeping in your neighbors or anything?
No, I
Did you
didn't.
have any
I
fun
didn't.
with it? Explore it all?
No, I never thought like that.
Okay.
When I did start to research what was going on, it took a long time because nobody understood what I was trying to explain to them. What was happening to me? They thought that I was not grounded enough, so they handed me stones and sent me on my way. And I don't think that was, it didn't fix the problem. So I found a book and then actually started doing the exercises, and I was able to get out a couple more times. And that's when I had the experience with the little girl and the man in my apartment. I haven't done a cartoon of that one because it's a lot more to draw.
Yeah. So, just to clarify, because I'm a little nitpicky this way, I just want to make sure I'm following you.
Mhm.
You've referred to it as astral travel.
Yeah.
Are we saying that's the same thing as an out of body, or is it something different for you?
It's called OBE, out of body experience.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would call it. That's what I think it
Okay.
is.
So other times I've heard about this experience, there's been a silver cord a tether
Mhm.
keeping you attached to your body. Did you see anything like that?
I didn't see any silver cord. Not on my body. I did see a silver cord on my apartment on the wall, that was a whole weird thing that happened with that.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I've never seen a silver cord connected from my body to the astral body.
Okay. You mentioned exercises a moment ago. Where did you get those from? Like the Albert Taylor book, Soul Traveler, or somewhere else? Or
The first book I found was called Out of Body by William Buhlman.
okay.
And he actually had some exercises in there. The rope exercise, where you lay down and you close your eyes, you do your breathing exercises, and then you imagine a rope coming down from the ceiling and you pulling it. And that was one of the exercises. The other one was a rocking exercise or rolling. He called it rolling. So you could either rock like you're in a hammock, or you can roll your body to the left or right and just kind of roll out. Once you stop feeling your body after being extremely relaxed, you actually can't feel your body anymore. And then it's all in the mind after that. And you just got to like get up and get out.
Okay.
Those were the one I used to do was the rope. The rope was easier for me.
A moment ago, you were saying that you encountered a couple people on one of these astral travels.
Hmm.
You maybe I'm misunderstanding. I want to make sure. You mentioned that's when I saw the little girl. Are we talking about the little girl who jabbed you?
No, that was
Different experience. Okay.
yeah.
So tell me about
Yeah,
those two people you encountered.
whole different experience.
Yeah.
I was at my mom's. I believe I was astral traveling or dreaming, astral dreaming. But I'm a very vivid dreamer. I'm definitely a dreamer. I dream a lot. But when I was in Idaho, it was after I was practicing to do OBE.
Hmm.
I was able to get out of my body, and there was a little girl. The apartment was dark, and there was a little girl standing in front of me, and she just looked like like a black silhouette in the dark room, and she was wearing a blue dress, but I couldn't see it, but I could feel it.
So
I
you
could,
could sense that it was a blue dress, but you couldn't really see that it was a blue dress.
yeah, I could feel the color, which was weird. And the man that was standing there, he was actually not standing. He was sitting with his elbow on his leg, kind of sitting like this, but with his elbow on his leg, and his chin in his palm. So the little girl, she immediately she looked up at me and she said she was scared, and right away I got kind of like mama bear with her because there was a man also in the apartment. So I don't know if she was trying to run from him at the time. So I opened my arms and I told her, "Don't be scared." And I opened my arms and she walked right into me. And then the man, after she walked into me, I thought, okay, she's safe. And I didn't know where she went. I didn't care at the moment. I was more worried about who that man was.
Yeah.
And when I turned and looked at him, I couldn't see what he was wearing or felt what he was wearing. I couldn't, he was just a silhouette. So I asked him what his name was, and he said his name was John. And then I kind of thought about it, and his energy was really sad and emotional. And I didn't want nothing to do with that. So I started to generate fear because, you know, he was a man. I didn't know what his intentions were. And as soon as I felt that fear, it snapped me right back into my body.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask about that. What brings you, when you have these experiences, what brings you back to your body? How do these wrap up? I mean, do you get bored at some point and just decide to go back, or is there some sort of event that triggers you snapping back, or can it vary?
Fear. Anything that's
Fear?
fear, it's a defense mechanism, I believe. Once you have that fear, you're that I believe that cord just pulls you back and protects you, puts you back in your body right away. That's the only way I could think of what happens.
So back to the experience then. Do you think, looking back on it, and I understand that this is speculation probably, do
Huh?
you get the sense that you were in another dimension? Were these people ghosts? Or, maybe if you're in another dimension, you're the ghost to them, maybe. Who knows? But I'm just
Right.
curious, where do you think you were? What were you seeing?
I was definitely, it felt like in the ether. The
Okay.
atmosphere felt thicker. It feels really it feels thicker. It's not like right now where you're breathing. It's almost like you're in a room of like a really thick fog, very very
Hmm.
thick fog, almost where you can see how thick it is, but in the astral you can't. It's clear, but you can feel it how thick it is. It just feels thick.
The location, the environment, you mentioned being in an apartment. Was it your apartment
Yeah.
that you thought you were in with the man? Let me rephrase this. The man and the girl that you experienced,
Uh-huh.
okay, that you couldn't really, uh, were they in a physical environment that resembled your apartment, or were you somewhere else? Were you in their apartment or their home?
I was definitely in my apartment. I
Okay.
could see through the wall. I could see right outside into the parking lot, which was weird
Mhm.
because the outside looked different than what it was. And he was sitting in an area where it would have been me looking through the wall where he was sitting. And he was sitting on something. So I was definitely seeing through the walls.
Okay. I'm seeing in the chat where some folks are suggesting that this might have been demonic. Did you get a sense of that at all?
No, no, not at all. I was just so being single, and I've had like uh, past really bad relationships with men, kind of like not very healthy relationships. A lot
Mm.
of fighting and kind of things like that. So when I looked at him and I didn't know who he was, and all he said what his name was, he didn't continue to explain what he was doing there. That's when I got nervous because I was thinking, okay, this is a man here. Maybe he's here to hurt me. So when I felt that fear, I snapped into my body, and then of course he went away. So and then
I
I
just want to
never.
single out. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just want to single out a comment I saw from D. Cypher. Astral travel is like exploring the mind of God. I think that's a really cool way of thinking about it. Thank you, sir. So,
You
uh,
know, and I'm very confused about that because a lot of people that say that they've been out in the astral or the ether, the aether, there's a guide. I've never seen a guide. There's never
okay.
anybody around. I didn't see any angels, no guides, nobody there to help me to explain anything. So I started to wonder if I was doing it. I mean, maybe by accident. Maybe well, nothing's by accident. I just don't know why I never seen a guide.
Mm. Maybe they weren't expecting you as an invited guest at that time, and you just kind of
Yeah,
slipped into it, huh?
yeah, but I mean, is that even possible? Because nothing's by
I don't
accident,
know.
right?
I don't know. Hmm.
Yeah,
Did you ever feel imperiled at all? I mean, at some point you felt fear, right?
yeah.
Okay. And you felt fear specifically of the guy, John, I believe you said his name was.
Hmm.
But it sounds like he wasn't particularly threatening. You just sensed the sadness, immense sadness, and you wanted to get away from that, and somehow that triggered fear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's a man in your apartment, and he wasn't there when you went to sleep. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that was my rational thinking. Like, how did this guy get in my apartment? The little girl, I wasn't fearful at all. She was coming to me for help. So
Yeah.
Um, it was so confusing. After all these years, you look back on it and you kind of try to put it all in order to explain what happened.
Yeah, the little girl, you said she ran to you and then like threw you, if I understood you correctly, right?
When I came out of my body, I was standing in my living room, and she
Mm.
appeared there. She was just standing there,
Okay.
and that's when I could feel that she was wearing a blue dress. And then she spoke. She said she was afraid. She was scared, and so that's when I opened my arms and I said, "Don't be afraid. Don't be scared." And I opened my arms, and she walked right into me.
Did she ever indicate what she was afraid of specifically?
No. And I
No.
never got the feeling what the fear was about. I just knew that she needed help, and I helped her.
Yeah. Yeah. Any idea when she ran to you, what happened to her? Did she disappear? Did she run through you? Did
She
she
said,
did she ever get to safety?
I don't know. I just know that when that happened, that turned my whole life upside down.
Mm.
I think by doing that, it opened up a gate to something that turned me. It made me turn to drinking because I was very sensitive after that.
Okay.
I was like feeling everything, almost like
Right.
the symptoms of someone bipolar, or they feel the grass growing, and they. I didn't never have any audio hallucinations, no visuals. It was all feeling
Why'd you turn to drinking?
to shut it off.
Okay. That's what I was thinking because I remember there's an old TV show Medium that I
Hmm.
loved with Patricia Arquette starring as Alison Dubois, a psychic medium.
Hmm.
And that's how she dealt with it before she embraced it. She would drink in order to not hear the voices and not have those experiences.
Yeah,
So that's interesting.
I never heard voices though. It was intense feelings. I'd be around people, and I would. It felt like I was absorbing how they were feeling, and it was all these emotions all at once, too much, too intense. So I couldn't be around people. I actually stayed in my apartment for weeks because I couldn't handle it.
Overall, how do you think these experiences have impacted you? I mean, both the alien and then the astral travel. I mean, on the one
Um,
hand, it sounds like it's opened you up to other possibilities, right? But then
yeah,
you just say, yeah, you wouldn't leave your house for weeks. So,
I mean, I did go out at first. That's how I knew it was happening, because I didn't think, after that happened, the next morning when I woke up, I felt all the way across the world a huge wail, and a mother whale that just lost her infant, her baby, and I could feel her pain, her sorrow, and that she was mourning. And I just started crying like um for over an hours. I just couldn't stop crying because I felt like it was me, like it was mine almost.
okay.
But I felt that she was far away, but yet she was close.
Has anyone ever suggested that you might be an empath?
Yeah, I kind of feel that I am. I turned it off so much that I don't know. I don't know if it's still working.
I wonder if that's maybe why you were having these experiences as a kid. Maybe they were picking up on you. Maybe you were a little light that shined out to them and they came to you to see what was up.
Yeah, I have been told that I have a bright light.
Okay. Hmm.
Hmm. But that was so weird, being in crowds of people and just feeling their emotions, not really hearing what they're saying, just if they were happy or sad or angry. If there was 15 people around me, I could feel all of them.
Hmm.
So it was
That's amazing.
confusing. Yeah. I mean, I wish I would have had someone that I could have went to explain all this, and I wouldn't have started drinking. I drank for a year, and then finally it like went away
How
until it.
how how did this evolve? I mean, you mentioned that your drinking went away. What did you embrace it, or did it just stop happening, or what? How did this?
I got tired of drinking all the time.
Okay.
I didn't want to drink
Okay.
anymore.
Yeah.
So when I stopped, it wasn't happening anymore. So I just carried on with my life like nothing ever happened,
Hmm.
and just lived normally.
Do you miss it?
Yeah, because I want
Not
to
the
know more
drinking
about it.
experiences.
Yeah. I mean, now
Yeah.
I know what's happening. Maybe I could use it to help people, or do something good with it.
Okay. Hmm. So, if you had the chance, would you do it again? If someone came and said, okay, now that you have a frame of reference and you might see this as more of a tool,
Hmm.
kind of a red pill, blue pill situation, would you take it or not?
I definitely would take it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What would you do with it?
Well, I'd have to learn what can be done. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do with it until I was, trained properly, and so.
Hmm. I
But
wonder if you could get. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I do have. I was in a room with Paranormal Pixie Laura. She was on Gemma Jade's channel,
Okay.
and they were talking about some stuff, and I was making comments in the room like, "That's just common sense stuff, right?" And right away they started saying, "No, that's not common sense. Common sense is like when you're not supposed to put your hand on the stove because it'll burn."
Yeah.
And then like something just like a switch turned on in my mind. I was thinking, shoot, my whole life I've had like like let's say I'm in a dilemma, or I'm trying to figure something out. It'll just come to my mind, the answer,
Okay.
just like the solution to everything. Usually I just wait for a little bit, and it'll come. And so I said, that's not common sense. And they're saying, no, that's not common sense. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to have to reevaluate my whole life now. So I always thought it was common sense that I just, everybody had that.
A moment ago, maybe I've got the order backwards. I presented it as a red pill, blue pill situation where you make a choice, and you said, well, I would want to get trained. Maybe if you get the training, maybe then you get the offer. Would you be open to training with someone maybe like a paranormal pixie? Or if you
Sure,
visit a
yeah.
channeler, I wonder if one of these people could get you to a point where you do get that offer.
It boils down to meditating. They said to meditate more.
Okay.
But I have tried meditating, and I can't get into myself. I cannot get to that place.
I can't shut my mind off. I haven't even tried meditating, but I just can't shut my mind off.
That's not my problem. It's just I get bored. I
Okay.
can blank out my mind. I know how to do the tricks where you put all your whatever's coming to your mind. I heard that you just kind of let it keep going. But what I do is I just throw it all in a box, and I close the box, and I walk away from it. So that's what I do with all the thoughts. But it's not working. Like I sit there, I could sit there for 2 hours and nothing happens. So, and I've done it for days and days and weeks, and I just can't get to that place.
So back to the experiences. Your most recent one you said was years ago as a late teenager, if I'm understanding you correctly. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any idea why they would have stopped?
I don't know.
Okay.
The only thing that's been happening since then is the astral things and the shadow people coming. So I've seen several. Just the last one I think was our Mexico trip I think it was 2 years ago. And then when I'm up in the mountain before that, one was in my fifth wheel where I was sleeping. So and I was actually slipping. Before that happened, I was actually slipping through the mattress. My whole arm just dropped through it.
Oh.
So that was like just 2 years ago. But once in a while that'll happen. It's just I'll start sinking into the bed. But not fully. So it's just halfway, and then I realize what's happening, and then it stops.
Okay. Tell me about the shadow people experiences you've had.
Yeah, the one in the fifth wheel, it was one floating above me, and I was laying on my stomach, and I could feel the presence in the room. I turned around, and it was this big shadow. It felt like a man just hovering above me, but a shadow. No legs, just kind of like a figure all the way down to past the maybe the thighs, a little further, almost to the knee, but you couldn't tell that there was knees. There was just like almost like a blob, not roundish, but like a human figure, but not. Once you get to the knees, that it disappears. There's no legs.
Yeah, not well defined. Okay, so
yeah,
how many Shadow Man experiences do you think you've had?
I had one as a teen, living in my mom's and my parents' house. That's when I was looking through my eyelids, and on the wall was a brick wall, and on that wall was a blue square, and then there was a man wearing a hat, looking through that blue square, staring at me.
Oh.
And it was just a silhouette. It was a dark shadow, but I could tell he had one of those hats on. And then it was a figure of him. I could see his jawline, and I could see his neck. And he was looking at me through this blue window that was on the wall. It was blue, vibrant blue.
Do you get any sense of? Well, first, do you feel imperiled when they're around?
No, the only thing that was scary when I saw that hat man was something was going on with my parents when I was feeling something weird in the house. They were both moaning like they were falling, both falling. You know, that when you're falling in your sleep and you're trying to wake yourself up because you're trying to wake up, they were both doing it at the same time. And then I heard something go from their room through the wall onto my dresser. It was something little with legs because it jumped through their bedroom, through the wall, onto my dresser, and it jumped onto my bed. And I can actually feel the two legs walking on my bed. And that's when I was looking through my eyelids at this guy. So I was feeling this thing, and I was looking at him wondering what the heck's going on.
Huh. Do you did you get any sense as to what they are? I mean, is this just a dimensional thing?
I don't
demonic?
know. See, it didn't feel demonic. I mean, I don't think I've ever felt anything demonic. It didn't feel, it just felt like, the only thing bad I felt about it was it felt like they were invading my privacy. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
like those.
Okay. I see an interesting question in the, or a thought, yeah, I should say. I'm going to phrase it as a question. Any idea if you have relatives with these abilities?
My mother, she has the same. I was told that my mother was taken and my grandmother, her mother was taken.
Taken by?
Abducted. I wasn't told by who.
Yeah, I didn't want to assume. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do they ever talk about it with you, or did they ever talk about it with you?
No. The only thing my mother told me about something strange that she remembered was when she was little, she was told to take out the trash, and on her way back into the house, there was a huge blue orb that was hovering around her. It was playing with her.
Okay.
So
Do you think
she
it would have
said,
helped you? I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Do you think it would have helped you if they would have talked to you about their experiences, or do you think it might have prejudiced you?
It would have
It might
helped
have
me a
actually
whole
hindered.
lot,
Okay.
a whole lot. But she didn't even know what was going on. Nobody ever
Yeah.
helped her.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the problem. So you see your mother and your grandmother.
Hmm.
Okay. Wow. Um, where all did this happen? I mean, was this?
With the Hat Man.
Well, yeah. I'm thinking more in terms of like
Oh,
state.
statewide.
Yeah,
Statewide.
geographically.
So
Okay.
I grew up in California. We all
Okay.
lived in a small house, but it looked big, of course, because we were little. It
Yeah.
was just a small little house. It started there. Then we moved over to um, our second house, which was on the opposite side of town, and I actually saw a shadow person there. Now that I think of it, in my room again, and this time there were two at the foot of my bed. They didn't have legs; they just had the figure of their upper bodies, and this time they had holes for their eyes and a hole for their mouth, and it was like their mouth was open and their eyes, they were just both staring at me. And that was in my teens, middle teens. And uh, then 2 years went by. 2 years went by after that, and then I moved to Arizona, and then it continued happening. Well, the second house, I woke up in the schoolyard and I saw a UFO in the sky. And I don't remember how I got back home. I don't remember how I even got out of the house because there was an alarm system on the house. So I think that was maybe another abduction in the second house. And then from that house, we moved to Arizona.
So, okay. It sounds like we can pretty safely rule out that it was that this was based on the location, either the home or the property or even the state,
Yeah.
because it's followed you and your family around.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. Susie, I know you've been on a while. I don't know how long
What
you
time
want
is
me
it?
to keep
Oh, it's
pummeling you with
almost 6.
questions. So
Yeah, I could probably answer another question or two, and then I'll probably close it up.
yeah. So you haven't had any. Well, I think maybe I missed it, but I think I asked about what species you think you've encountered. You mentioned Zetas.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any others like reptilians, Nordics,
No,
Greys?
no, just the one of the little girl, and then the little beings that were in the shed that had the glowing green eyes. They had to have been Zetas because that's what their eyes looked like. They were the big huge eyes. I didn't see their bodies. It was in the dark. I mean, not even a glow off of their eyes onto their body or their skin, nothing. It didn't emit a light out like a flashlight. It was just the light from the eyes. It didn't illuminate anything.
Hmm. Yeah, that's just creepy. I remember watching that video on your channel and just going,
It
yeah.
wasn't scary though. I was more confused and more like, oh gosh, I'm going crazy. They didn't like lunge at me or they didn't try talking, nothing. They just stood there, which is weird.
Okay. Susie B, thank you so much for letting me ask you all these questions.
You're welcome. I'll do
It's
this
really helpful
again.
for me. Oh yeah, I'd love to, and I hope that it was helpful for some folks in the chat too. Thank you for the folks in the chat. I borrowed some of your thoughts and ideas, so I appreciate that. So
Yeah,
I'll
thank
drop
you
off
for
now, and
it helps a lot when someone's asking questions because I just can't just talk about it. It helps.
yeah,
I appreciate it so much. It helps
no
that
problem.
you're
It was my pleasure.
asking me. Yeah, thank you.
So thank you, ma'am. You take care and you have a good morning.
Okay, thank you. You too.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, thanks, Sovereign and Mike Jones and D Cypher and John P. Hi, John P. Didn't see you come in. Jim's camera at dawn. Thank you for coming in. It's probably time to go to bed, and I'll maybe do something later on after I do my chores. And Derek, good night. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming and hanging out and listening to some of my experiences. We'll talk to you later. Snort you later. See.